Federal agents near Waco say negotiations with cult leader David Koresh took a turn for the better today, but they're still not sure when this nearly 3-week-long standoff will end.
Wayne Dolcefino is joining us live from the scene with word that Koresh is apparently now waiting on more than just a message from God. Wayne?
Yeah, Sharon, Dave, after 20 days out here, federal negotiators have learned not to put a whole lot of stock in what David Koresh says. But if the doomsday prophet is telling the truth this time, this thing might actually be over sooner rather than later.
You better watch out.
David Koresh may be finally starting to get the long-awaited message from God, something everyone here has been waiting for.
He is relaying to us that certain events have occurred which he takes to be at least a sign or signs have taken place, and he believes that other things are in motion that would fulfill his desire to have a sign.
What is the sign? It's apparently coming from the heavens.
He gave us an indication with regard to certain astrological things that were going on. I won't be more specific than that, but if these things came to pass, we're talking in terms of days, not weeks.
The cult compound was certainly hearing voices last night. The feds, using loudspeakers, were playing tapes of phone conversations they've had with Koresh for all to hear.
The loudspeakers we positioned outside the compound are being used to allow all the persons inside to hear the government's offers for a resolution to the standoff.
This morning, a change of attitude after a phone conversation.
He indicated that it was his desire to get this matter resolved. He asked for a little more time. He has no intent of committing suicide. He believes that he has a message to get out, and he realizes that if he's killed, his message will not get out. We view that as the most positive conversation that we've had with David Koresh since March the 2nd.
Of course, March the 2nd, Dave and Shara, was the day David Koresh said he was going to surrender. He didn't, so we'll see if he's telling the truth this time. Let you know.
As we told you earlier in this newscast, cult leader David Koresh says that he's now waiting not for word from God, but for an astrological occurrence before he'll surrender and end his now 20-day-long siege.
Well, joining us now live is astrologist Betty Ramsey. And let us ask you, Miss Ramsey, could this weekend's vernal equinox be what he's waiting for?
Well, this happens once a year, Dave, and this does tie things in on a national and international level. But the most important thing that's going on is not that vernal equinox. Instead, it is a planet of change and transformation and a planet of rules and regulations. And they're in aspect to one another in the sky. And that's more likely what he's talking about.
When they're in aspect with one another, what does that mean exactly?
That means that the planet of transformation and change, which is Pluto, is in a hard aspect or an action aspect to Saturn, which is rules and regulations and authority figures. So I'm sure he's looking for some type of change in authority.
Mm-hmm. When would this come about? If he were to use this as a reason for surrendering, when do you think it would do?
It is going to be exact in the sky this evening in about an hour and a half.
Tonight?
Yes. And that information is available to anyone at your local magazine stand through astrological books, or if you buy an astrological calendar. So that information is public knowledge.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us and shedding some light.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ramsey.